Welcome to another episode of Game Time. I'm JP Murrieta, and this week's episode is presented by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and the National Electrical Contractors Association. This week we're at Santa Rosa High School, home of the Lions, and head coach James Sanchez. Thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks for having us.
And congratulations. The seeding came out for the state playoffs. Santa Rosa, a well-earned #1 seed. What were your thoughts when the selection and the seeding came out?
Well, I mean, the boys work hard. You know, they've earned everything this year. They really come to practice every single day, and they come to work. You know, so we decided we're going to beef up our schedule a little bit, and we play some tougher teams and stuff, and we felt like it was going to help us in the long run, and ultimately it did. So we're pretty happy with how our season came out.
With that #1 seed, you also earned a first-round bye. Do you like the first-round bye? Does that work to your advantage, or would you rather just get out there and start playing?
You know, that's tough. Being off for pretty much 2 weeks, not seeing live pitching, you know, you kind of have to be creative in your practice schedules. But we have enough guys to be creative and really want to, you know, try to put as many game-like situations, scenarios as we possibly can.
Your first-round matchup will be either Pecos or Texaco. Texaco is the only New Mexico school to beat you this year. Do you have a preference on who you'd rather face? They're both district opponents.
We're pretty familiar with each other. You know, all of us have played each other for many years. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's who's going to show up to play baseball. You know, that's what we've been working for, what we've been planning on. You know, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. You know, and in my opinion, the best in 2 ways in the playoffs right now. So,
what kind of season has this been for the Lions? How would you kind of summarize it?
You know, we've been on the road a lot. We've traveled a lot, which I think is important. You know, especially going to state. You have to play on the road. You have to get comfortable playing on the road. It's been a season where there's been a lot of, you know, growing, a lot of learning. There's been ups, there's been downs. You know, every team I'm sure experiences that. And so us as a team, it's really helped us mature and get better every single week.
Let's give some of these guys some well-deserved props. Who's been leading the statistical categories for you this year?
You know, it's a team effort. We've hit the ball pretty well. All of us hit the ball pretty well, you know, and some most at spurts. You know, Josh Cordova's leading the team with home runs this year. I think he's hit 3 this year. Josiah just hit for the cycle against Pecos the other day, so he's been swinging a hot bat. Daniel Zamora, Jacob Gage, David Chavez is one of our kids that has stepped in a DH role and has really produced pretty well for us. But everyone plays a contributing factor to our offense and to our defense, regardless if they're on the field or not. They're an important part of what we do as a team. So.
As a coach, what do you work on at this point in the season? It's been a hard, long road. You've earned the #1 seed. You have a first-round bye. What do you tinker with?
You know, I think now is just maintaining focus. You know, physically and we're all capable. I think it's just maintaining that focus, staying locked in, and wanting to keep that eye on the prize. You know, ultimately, you know, and it's tough. It's really hard to, you know, stay focused, especially being off for 2 weeks and knowing that you're not going to have a game. But again, like I said, going back to trying to emulate and mimic as many game-like situation scenarios as we possibly can these next 2 weeks are going to be pretty important for us.
What's it like for you as an alum of Santa Rosa to come back, lead the baseball program? They're the #1 seed going into the postseason.
You know, I'm a baseball guy. I grew up loving baseball. It's always been one of my favorite sports, you know, and stuff. So to be able to be here, you know, with the team and with the school and with the staff that I have, it's to me it's huge. You know, that's pretty much something that you dream of. Growing up in sports, you really dream of, you know, getting to come back and see your hometown be successful.
And I'm sure another dream that you and these guys have is to hang a state championship banner up on the wall. There's one baseball one, 1981, the last time Santa Rosa won a state title. What would it mean to get the opportunity to play in that game, reach the final?
Oh man, just to reach the final, it's huge. That's something that has always eluded me as a player. You know, I always gave my brothers a hard time because they were a couple years younger than I am, so they got to play in a state championship. They lost to East Mountain back then, but you know, it would just mean the world. You know, it's again getting to come back, being an alumni from Santa Rosa, knowing the history. It would really, you know, put Santa Rosa baseball on the baseball map.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic season and the #1 seed, and good luck in the postseason.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We'll be back with more Game Time after this. Are you living the life of an athlete? the New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks, and athletes who drink or do drugs are twice as likely to get injured. Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to the website to find out today.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Hi, my name is Jacob Gage from Santa Rosa High School. Welcome back to Game Time.
Welcome back to Game Time, presented this week by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and the National Electrical Contractors Association. The seeding and selection for state baseball and softball was announced on Sunday. If you didn't see the show, first of all, what were you doing? But don't worry, we've got you covered. Here's a breakdown of some of the brackets, and we'll hear from some of the coaches. Let's start with baseball in Class 1A. Logan is your number 1 seed. Logan has played in the title game each of the last 3 seasons, winning 2 of the last 3 state titles. They were last year's state runner-up. Logan and Gateway Christian each get a first-round bye. Melrose is the defending state champ with 9 returning starters. Coach says you have to be resilient this time of year.
I tell them every time something bad's going to go wrong in a game, and how you react to it. An error, a bad at-bat, something like that, how you react to it is going to be ultimately what's going to push us through. So as long as we handle what we can handle, we got to be clean in the field. We've got very strong pitching and very strong hitting, and our fielding is coming along every game. And so as long as we are clean in the field, have quality at-bats, I feel like we can beat anybody in the state.
Santa Rosa is on top of the 2A bracket. They haven't won it all since 1981. The Lions get a first-round bye, along with Loving, defending state champ Tularosa, and Manzano Oak Grove.
We're doing a really good job of seeing the baseball, seeing contact, and doing the little things right. We talk a lot about just doing the little things right. So if we do that, we're successful. When we boot a couple balls here and there, not being ready, that's when we get into a little bit of trouble. But it's been a great season so far.
Let's look at 3A baseball. Your first-round byes go to Cobre, East Mountain, St. Michael's, and New Mexico Military Institute. We've got some hitters in this bunch. Cobre put up double-digit runs in 9 of their last 10 games. New Mexico Military Institute put up 61 runs over their last 5 games.
The last, I'd say 6 games or so, our bats really come alive, especially, 1 through 6 in our order. We've really been hitting the ball well. Pitching, I would say our pitching is doing really well too. Kind of surprised me to the end. But, offensively and pitching, I feel like we're both doing well. Like I said, we put against East Mountain, 21 runs, 21-20 is like a football score, But, we're swinging it well. Just got to, tweak a few things here and there, to finish the rest of the year.
Here's what the 4A bracket looks like. 2-time defending state champ St. Pius enters this tournament as the 4 seed and will host Chaparral. The Sartans have played in every title game since 2019. Goddard is your number 1 seed coming in. They last won it all in 2017. They have a veteran group with 11 seniors on the roster.
It's also kind of scary when you think about next year when you have to replace 11 seniors, but for now we're riding the wave, and they're pretty experienced. They're the group of kids that had to start every day as freshmen when we only had 30 kids in the program total after that COVID year. And so they've got a lot of experience. I think kids like Ryan also have played coming into this season that he had already played like 77 varsity games. And so they've got the experience, they've got the knowledge. They finally have grown some too, which is good to see them as seniors from when they were freshmen. And so they're kind of putting all those pieces together now, and we're playing pretty good baseball.
In Class 5A, La Cueva starts the postseason with the number 1 next to their name. La Cueva last won it all in 2021. Looking at the bracket, several teams have an ace that can beat you on any given day.
And every team's got a guy that can beat you on the mound. The old adage of good pitching beats good hitting. We've run into a couple buzzsaws throughout the years. The years that maybe we didn't have quite the success that we would have liked. Somebody's really pitched their tail off, and I think that's true again this year. I think 1 through 8, 9, 10. Whoever's on the other side is going to have an arm that can beat you on any given day, and that's the nature of our game. But I also say that's why seeding is extremely important, because if you can get in a good situation, your opponent may need to use that solid arm to get to you in the next round. So, we've kind of been making sure we try to take one game at a time and not look past anything or anybody.
Switching to softball, in Class 4A, the team with the top honor this postseason is Gallup. Gallup is your number 1 seed. They have 10 seniors. They've won 19 of their last 20 games. Class 5A, Alamogordo is the only New Mexico school to beat them. Gallup played in each of the last 3 title games.
Our expectations are always high. It's always win the state championship. That's always the expectation every year. Just to play the best softball we can at this time of the year.
The number 1 seed in the state's top classification is Alamogordo High School. Alamogordo only has 1 senior, Sydney Lessentine, a dominant pitcher who committed to Texas A&M. Alamogordo hasn't won it all since 2004.
It would mean a lot to us, of course, as coaches for the girls, but I think it would mean a lot to the girls. I think it would mean a lot to Sydney. She works really hard. Not to say that it doesn't mean a lot to everybody else, but when you have 1 senior, this is it. This is the big show. So and she is going on to bigger and better things, but still, as a senior her senior year, it would be nice to be in that championship game.
The seeding and selection for Class A, 2A, and 3A softball will take place on Sunday on our website at approximately 12 o'clock. The first games of the baseball postseason take place this week. The Manzano Oak Grove baseball squad gets a first-round bye. When they meet their opening round opponent, there is no question the Owls will rely on at least 1 player to do some heavy lifting. In a short period of time, the Manzano Oak Grove baseball team is forcing opponents to take notice.
We've got a lot of ballers on the team and a lot of kids that have improved tremendously over the past couple of years.
One of those kids is senior catcher Noah Rush.
My dad played through college, and I always wanted to be like my dad, so grew up playing with him coaching me. I just loved it, loved the game, grew up watching movies about it, so just kind of being around the culture of baseball has always been super fun for me.
Ever since he started playing in Little League, he has been a better catcher than I ever was. His work ethic is unparalleled. He puts in the time, he puts in the effort, and he's a special kid, and I'm very proud of him as his dad.
Noah is not only a successful baseball player, he's also a state champion power lifter, excelling in the deadlift.
I think his PR right now is 615, and you might as well be asking somebody to pull up the world in my estimation. So I was surprised, but he does always put in the work. He's up at the crack of dawn. I'm telling you, like sometimes 4:30 in the morning in order to get a workout in before the day begins.
Well, originally I got into weightlifting so I could be better at baseball, just have more power, hitting and throwing wise, and then I found out I was okay at it. I was pretty good at it, so I decided to kind of pursue it more and more, lift heavier and heavier.
It appears the lifting is helping. Earlier this season, Noah hit a grand slam in 3 consecutive games.
It was crazy. The first one I hit of the 3 was the second grand slam I hit in my life, first since Little League. And the second one I was surprised it was 2 games in a row. And the third one I walked up there knowing I had a chance to do 3, so it was kind of trying to stay calm, not trying to make it a big thing, but trying to hit a line drive up the middle, and it just went for me.
Manzano Oak Grove earned a first-round bye to the quarterfinals and will face the winner of the McCurdy-Mescalero Apache matchup.
Hello, my name is Damian Gauna, and I'm from Santa Rosa High School, and we'll be back with more Game Time after this.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail. Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials across the country because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
The New Mexico Activities Association is excited to announce the NMAA 24/7 mobile app. Whether you're a student, coach, parent, or player, you can have the power of the NMAA right in the palm of your hand. Find scores and schedules, follow your favorite teams, receive special offers from NMAA sponsors, get state championship information, highlights, features, and much more. Download the free NMAA 24/7 mobile app in the App Store or Google Play. Get it now. Welcome back to Game Time, presented this week by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and the National Electrical Contractors Association. At this time next week, we will be crowning state champs in golf, both team and individuals. And there are a couple Eagles who will likely be flying high near the top of the leaderboard. Berlin High School has a pair of golfers to watch at this year's state tournament with some previous success. Junior Riley Salome is the two-time defending state champ, going for a three-peat at the Santa Ana Golf Club.
I really like this course. I mean, I won the women's am here. I won state here twice. So I really like this course. I like the setup. I like the green speeds, I feel like.
Riley won state by 10 shots each of the last 2 years, but she is still finding ways to improve.
I've been working on getting a little bit longer with my driver and really dialing in my wedges. Just really like dialing in my irons, because I feel like that's a really big part of like how to play this course. If you hit the green close to the hole, you're gonna have a good score at the end. So I feel like my short game really helps me. So like if I miss a green, I'm pretty confident in like getting up and down.
Berlin senior Grady Cox won state 2 of the last 3 years, coming up short of a three-peat by 1 shot last season.
I mean, that's golf. That's what happens. So I'm really just gonna try and have my mindset be control what I can control and then leave no doubt, which is, play how I know I can play and then let everything else fall where it does. When it comes down to it, I can control what I can control and that's it. I can't control what anybody else does, so that's all I'm worried about.
Grady has more golf in his future after high school. He'll play golf at Austin Peay State in Tennessee this fall.
I have family that moved to just about an hour and a half away from there. And, when I went on my visit, I really felt the team bond. There was camaraderie and a lot of what we have here on this team, and that's what I was looking for.
Riley and Grady tee it up with the other 4A golfers Monday morning, May 13th. Good luck to all the golfers taking part in the state championships next week. The Class 5A competitors will be at Twin Warriors, Class 4A will be at the Santa Ana Golf Club, and the A through 3A golfers will be at the New Mexico Tech Golf Course down in Socorro. Good luck to everyone. That's going to do it for another episode of Game Time, presented this week by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and the National Electrical Contractors Association. Thanks for watching this week. Make sure you tune in next week. We have more state championships to recap. You never know who we're going to spotlight, but you do know the place to find the most high school highlights. It's right here. We'll see you next time on Game Time.